The following program was paid for by Southern American Media.
Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and three-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Odie is in the house this morning.
Whoop, whoop.
How are you?
Man, I am wonderful. I'm dry. I don't know how I stayed dry.
Because you got on them big rubber boots.
Well, yeah, that does.
Which y'all can't see, but he's ready for anything. If he's got to go milk cows.
I've got it going. I thought I was going to have to build an ark to get here.
Whew. We had a rainstorm come through earlier if you're just waking up, getting your day started. Even had a tornado warning earlier this morning. Smith County, Clark County, and also our friends down in Jasper County had a tornado warning up until about 6:15. Kind of scary weather.
It really is. And when we see storms like that coming through Lewin and all that kind of, okay, let's get on high alert. Let's start looking at what we got. And we were lucky. It kind of stayed south of us and blew on over.
And as Jeff points out, there may be a silver lining to all this. Maybe the pollen is now gone after all these storms.
I tell you, it's been tough. My sinuses has took a beating this year.
Yeah.
It needs to stop.
Just go ahead. You know, there's a lot of people, you see the sneeze and the upset.
Yeah.
But no, sirree, Bob, we're not done with severe weather just yet. Let's wait till midnight tomorrow night to throw another round at you.
That's right. Why not?
Here we go. Tuesday night, and again, this will go into Wednesday morning. Now, the great news about this is it is a level 1. But if you'll notice that last line there, a tornado cannot be ruled out. As this morning, this was a level 1. This was not 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Still a warning was issued, and it was some severe winds with that storm that rolled through. So never underestimate Mother Nature.
Well, you can't tell. You don't know how it's going to act. You don't know for sure how that cell's going to build. And when you have the different systems coming together and the different temperatures coming together, you have a very good chance of having a tornado. And we've got to, here we are, we're pushing that out. Look, you cannot be too prepared.
That's right. Let's go back to radar here, and let's just show what's happening down here. Quarter-size hail in Laurel reported earlier this morning. Let me see what this one says here. Hail up to a $half size in rural Jones County this morning, just north of Laurel as we were looking at that. Here's Meridian Honda radar as we look at this. Now, below Quitman, DeSoto, y'all are still getting flooded. Shibuda, Heidelberg area, look at all of that rain. And we still got a severe thunderstorm warning down here to the south in Millery, Alabama, and Coffeyville in that area right there at the line. But look at that rain. Highway 45 south of Quitman.
That's
both hands on the steering wheel.
That's it. And be careful. We've got reports of Highway 1180 just east of HD Machine. Well, right beside HD Machines, across from the gravel pit and all that.
Okay.
There's a flooded road. So if you're coming into town off 1180, go ahead and take Jimmy Rogers Parkway, get on the interstate and come around that way. You'd be safest. And if you're going towards Russell, don't come down 80. Get on the interstate, exit off Jimmy Rogers, and get on 80 that way.
Is this the same area that flooded last time
That's it.
We had the pictures of?
Yep.
Okay, so if you're out and about this morning, you happen to see all that, send us a picture too so we can share that with others. You can do that by emailing us at ScottyRay1969 or inboxing us here at Facebook, easy to do, or send us a message there through YouTube. Either way that you can reach us, we'd love to hear from you this morning. Did you realize how close to Easter we are, Odie?
You know, it's like Good Friday's coming Friday.
Yeah. All right.
Like, man.
Let's think back a few years. Now, as a kid, and maybe it's just that I've gotten older, do you remember you used to get a new outfit for Easter? You got your Sunday best for Easter, new Sunday dress, a new sports jacket.
Yeah. You know, you get little suits.
Yep.
You know, that was the only time I had me a little suit, a little bow tie.
Y'all, I don't even own a suit at this point. Nor I think even my jacket, I need to get a new sports jacket in case I were to need one, but I don't even have one of them right now.
I've got a couple of suits. I've got a couple of tuxedos.
Whoa, what do you do with the tuxedo, Odie?
So when I was
That's really
real
scary.
when I was real active into the Shriners, we always had our potentates ball and different things like that, and it was a formal night. So it was cheaper to buy tuxedos than it was to rent tuxedos.
It's the 43rd annual convention. So, and again, I'm not a member, so tell me how. There's a lot you can't talk about, right? And that's the way that works.
Not really, and that's more in the Masons and the Blue Lodge. And the only thing you really can't talk about is what we do inside of our business meetings and
poker.
What our,
if you ever want to know what happens, it's poker on Wednesday
it.
nights.
Other than that, it's so many people out there going, nobody asked me to be a member, so there must be something secretive about it.
There's a reason for that.
We don't ask anybody. We're one of those that if you want to be a part of us, you can come and ask us how to be a part of it. So you see these bumper stickers and you have to read through it, but it's to be one, ask one.
Yeah. And
so if you want to join, come ask us and we're good. But
they do a lot of things for the community, the Shriners and especially the Masons. They do things behind the scenes that the average person doesn't know, but I'm sure like any other organization, especially since COVID, there probably has not been a lot of people signing up.
It has slowed down.
And a lot of people just don't understand.
So the hospital with the Shriners is the huge deal. If you've got insurance and we'll get the insurance to pay a little bit if they want to, but there is no bill. We don't turn around and say, okay, you owe us this.
Right.
It's all free, and we make sure that the kids and the parent gets there free, and the mom or dad's put up and takes care of
those kids
while they're in the hospital, and we take care of them all the way up through adulthood, and then sometimes even past 18, depending on what it was that we'll stick with them a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's over. It's probably right at. And I don't know the new numbers now, but it's probably close to $2 million a day that the Shriners are spending on all this stuff. 22 hospitals across the country, across the world.
That's big time.
It is. And all that's done through donations, through the Hamaza Shriners, local. Botox. All these women use Botox and all that. That was actually invented through the Shriners for
I didn't know that.
surgery. So that came through the Shriners, and of course everybody took it and does other stuff with it. But the Shriners hospitals, they're awesome. A lot of people go through there, and it makes you feel good, that you're doing something for that.
On a serious note, I want to take just a moment. I'm not going to talk a lot about this because it's a private moment. But Odie, I'm sure you've got the number of this. If you were to ever feel like life just weren't worth living, you need to make a call. We lost a soul overnight in our fair city to suicide, and it's a somber moment that anybody would want to do this. And we think about them, their family, what they go through. And if you ever have those thoughts, what's the number that you call, Odie, to get help with something like that?
So we're on our cell phones. If you need police, you need ambulance, you call 911.
Okay.
If you're having some thoughts and you don't have anybody else to talk to, before you do that, use your phone, dial 988.
988.
988. Pass this around. Make sure everybody knows. Make sure that people are aware. 911 for police and fire. 988 will get you in touch with somebody to help talk you out of whatever going through.
Because it's not as bad as you sometimes think it is, and your mind gets kind of cloudy at a moment there.
Yep. And you need somebody else to help get you over that.
We thought we'd bring that up in a brief little comment there. So more on the way as we begin this morning. Already 9 minutes after 7 a.m.
On a Monday.
Yeah, y'all smile now. I see that. Smile.
That's right.
Spring is in the air at the Neshoba County Co-op, located at 338 West Main Street, downtown Philadelphia. If you're looking for that perfect flower for your home or getting ready for a garden, whether it's butter beans, peas, or tomatoes, they've got it all there. The fishing calendar says it's great at the Neshoba County Co-op, whether you're bass fishing or if you're out for crappie. From new rod and reels to getting the exact lure or maybe that worm that you're hunting. grab a pole and go fishing today. And let's not forget about turkey season. And remember, all roads lead to the Neshoba County Co-op.
If you're building or remodeling your home and finally getting around to that to-do list, before you spend your hard-earned money anywhere else, do yourself and your pocketbook a favor and check out the huge selection available at Southern Pipe and Supply. They have a large showroom on Highway 39 North in Meridian. You can check out the large selection of tubs, showers, sinks, and faucets. Southern Pipe for all of your heating and air conditioning system upgrades, along with standby generators in preparation for storm season. And we're local, Southern Pipe and Supply.
What drives us may be different, but what we share is the pursuit. Whether taking on the job site or your own backyard, let the pursuit of the perfect cut begin. Steel's zero-turn mowers are here. Real Steel. Find yours.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Well, that ended quick.
Whoop, and I'm over here trying to email a picture and all that stuff, and I wasn't paying attention, and I'm just in my own little world.
You thinking hard over there.
I'm thinking hard, the gears is going.
Let's talk about what happened. I got a lot of comments about this yesterday morning. I started getting text messages, tons of them about 11:30 yesterday going, what is happening in Collinsville? And no, it was nothing going on in Collinsville. It was a little north of Collinsville. Let's pull up the map here and look at this. This would be Newton County as to where this went on. As you can see, you come out of Collinsville. This is going to be Newton County, Martin Road, just inside of Newton County over here at Mount Pleasant Church. A church service was interrupted. Now, as I spoke to Sheriff Jody Pennington, the call came out, and I got to say, it was like Bo Duke leaving the church service that he was at, that an active shooter was in Newton County at a church. And Newton County Sheriff's Department went into full-fledged, they got there. Now, it wasn't what it seemed when deputies arrived. As Sheriff Jody Pennington arrived on the scene, there was no one there with a gun. And I don't want to get into, because I wasn't there, I don't know everything that was said or who and done, but something happened in the community a few weeks ago in that area. Two gentlemen were upset, and they proceeded up in the church service while they were having it and kind of told everybody what they thought. Some language may have been used during the church service that you don't normally ever say within 50 feet of a church. Again, I was not there. We are expecting charges to be brought forth for the interruption of a church service disturbance, I believe is the way it's worded.
Yeah.
There is an active investigation. I know a lot of people were going, well, who made this call to the sheriff's department that there was a gun involved? We don't know, but as always, there is a record of who calls and says something to that. Yeah. They'll come talk to you about that. Again, there was no gun. We find out that it was just merely an argument, and I worded it to a dispute. I didn't know exactly what to call it. What would you? Is that close, or is there a better word for it?
Yeah, dispute would be it. I mean, you go up into a church and disrupt the word. So now, were they in the right place? Possibly. But did they go about it the right way? That's where it seems like there was the issue. If you've got a problem in your community and it's dealing with a church, the best place to take it's to the church.
Well, I don't think it was.
Probably not during church service.
I don't think it was really the church. I think it was the people within the church they were having the issues with, like some members, and they felt like that was the only place they could catch them, I guess, instead of going over Sunday afternoon going, hey. It got kind of.
And it's recorded. They can tell if somebody calls, said they got a gun.
There's LaWanda says it was pure defussing. That's a good way to put
pure
it there.
Pure defussing. There you go.
But it did, and this is one of those things to where it did happen, and I think the community, the rest of us, need to know what happened, and we learn from this. And what we take away from this is even our small communities, something like this could have happened. If you've got a church and you don't have a security team, make sure to start that. I go to Northwest. They have a full-fledged security there. They do in Collinsville. Make sure that your church has this. If you remember that little church out in Texas, didn't have it, and multiple people were hurt there that time.
We've got as many guns inside our church as we do outside, and that is sad.
But
really
which church was it? And I think it was also Texas where the guy walked in, was going to do harm.
And the preacher shot him.
Yeah, from the back of the church. And it was dead on, and they took that threat out.
We were doing prayer requests, and preachers always asking, anybody got prayer requests? And you raise your hand up, and he calls you, and you tell your request. And somebody from the choir had their hand up, and I don't know if I acted too fast or not, but I just pointed back behind me, and all he saw was me do that. And he turned around like, well, I thought somebody was about to get me. I said, no, I'd have come up with a gun then, preacher. It wouldn't have been just a finger.
Somebody behind you.
There's somebody
with
behind you.
All sincerity, and we mean this, y'all get together, and even businesses this day and time need to have, in case a worst-case scenario were to happen, do that. We just live in a different world than we used to. It's not 1973 anymore.
No, and I sure miss it.
With all that goes on, and you and I were talking before we went on the air this morning of, yes, does our community have issues that happen each and every day? Do I report them? Absolutely. But that does not stop when the town gets together for an event, does it?
And people have said, you're just making Meridian look bad. Scotty Ray's making Meridian look terrible with all this stuff out there. And
You've
all
heard
he's
it.
wanting to, it's crazy. No, it's telling the community what's going on. That's news. That's NEWS. That's what needs to be pushed out there. This is what's going on. This is where in the community it's at. It is not a scare tactic.
No, by any means.
And this weekend proved.
There was folks as far as the eye could see in downtown Meridian. You and I went sip and savor. There was 3,000 tickets sold. I don't know the exact number that walked through the gate, but let me tell you.
And no telling how many they sold at the gate.
Yeah, it was a line there also. Let's just take a look at some of the pictures. I had my camera, I walked around, and I snapped a few pictures as we came across this. And let's just go here. As we start downtown Meridian, I parked somewhere over here and lost my car. Look at this line as we start here. This is on the other side toward the 3-foot building.
Yeah.
Look at this. And this stretched all the way back down.
We parked way down on the other end, and when we walked back up 22nd Avenue, I looked and I told Amy, I said, baby, we still got to walk way, there she is. I said, we still got to walk way up the road here. And
I like the
to
sign.
see that many people. That's a good picture. We need to find out who them fellers is.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
That looks like a good team.
Oh, there's Miss Terry.
It was nice meeting them. It sure was.
And look at this, of just folks everywhere having a great time there at the event. It was crowded. The streets were there. Everybody. I don't think there was one argument. There's the folks from Mitchell Distributing.
This was a well-organized deal. Metro on standby. Security there making sure everybody's good. Some of the city was represented. And now I tell you, there's Clark County Sheriff right there. Just having fun with us.
Yeah, it was an excellent event, and we can't thank the city of Meridian and all the folks there from the Max that worked behind the scenes to put this together. Home run. Home run.
Definitely. It was the weather was perfect. It was a great night. You couldn't have asked for it to be any cooler or any warmer. It was overall one good evening. It was an attaboy for Meridian. You came out and supported. Surrounding counties came out and supported. I really wish they would have been able to keep up with where you from kind of deal.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, we had this many people show up from this type of area. And I'm sure with that many ticket sales, they could find out. But
where it was. I need to ask some of that stuff
we'll get
there.
tourism involved. But that was awesome. attaboy to everybody that came out and supported this event. It was great to see that.
Denise Covington watching us this morning. Thanks a lot. All the way from Harmony, Catherine Perkins. Thank you. From Union, we got Kathy Sharp. Look at there. Yeah. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure to comment as we come to you live on television and on Facebook. We can interact with you. We'll be right back with more events that went on over the weekend. It was a busy one.
It was busy.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. Mark your calendars for the Spring Extravaganza Show coming Saturday, April the 15th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and conveniently located at the old Office Max building at Bonita Lake Circle. From boutique clothes, shoes and accessories, children's clothing, spring plants, jewelry, gift items. Come shop and have lunch with Jack Sausage Dogs. The Spring Extravaganza Gift Show coming Saturday, April the 15th from 9 until 4 at the old Office Max building in Meridian. Call Becky at 601-480-1776.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
And a big thank you there to Rock House, as always, being a big part of what we do here. Thank y'all so much. As we talk about it, where'd you say somebody was watching from?
We got Robbie tuning in from Pensacola.
Woo, that's all the way down in Florida, I hear.
Man, yeah. So we reaching out. St. Dominic's over in Jackson.
Linda, I hope everything's well there at St. Dominic's.
Vinville had a good pancakes this weekend.
I heard that.
Man, it was good.
We even had the fire department there saying a big thank you a few moments ago for everybody that came out and supported them.
Long Creek. It's kind of in the Vinville area, but it wasn't. Vinville's another fire department, so my bad. I didn't want to mess y'all up.
Yeah, let's see.
And then somebody said there was a car broke into this weekend from the deal, and I hate that. I hadn't heard that, and I hate that if that's the case.
Yeah, let's cross county lines now. Let me tell you something. When they put it on in Newton, Mississippi, for the loose caboose, you were busy to get to go over.
Yep.
But here we go. As I went over, it was folks as far as the eye could see. Look at this.
Did they say that they were looking at hopefully getting a record-breaking year, and that is another.
It was
packed house, and it's not just a road here or there.
Boy, isn't that pretty?
Oh man,
the car show. They had over 100 cars enter, and if you had look, it's just gorgeous. That's my buddy. Look at there.
Look at this.
That's a
right
55. There. Is that right?
Yeah,
55.
And I don't know what the 5 and the 6 differentiate.
I think that's a 49 there. A lot of love put into these. That's gorgeous too. 66 off to you right there.
Man.
Love them chrome grills. Oh, Stanley Wayne made it up there with his 86. No, it's 84. But it's so much to see that went on over there. If you've never been to the Loose Caboose, it's coming again next year. Here's a Mustang. Let's show that. Boy, don't that look good?
Ooh.
This just
on a convertible, just taking it easy.
Yeah, the bank first made it over there. They had a tent. And I'll have to say this, it was a lot of folks that didn't get to do a whole lot because they were holding on to their tent. They forgot their sandbags.
Uh-oh. There was some wind blowing.
It was.
But it makes it a little cooler, too.
It does. So I hope you had a chance to go over. It was just so much fun there. When's the last time you got to see suicide doors? There's your one.
Yeah. I love those doors, though.
And those cars at one time were, I don't want that. But now, that's a sought after car.
Yes.
So all the ladies from Wally World, they were so nice to me from over in Newton. Appreciate them being so nice as we look at all the pictures that went on with that. It was good. It was good. And thank y'all for being a part of that and coming out and supporting that. Now, I started Saturday morning off downtown Meridian. Let's go there. Boy, we had a great turnout for this also. If you've never been to the farmers market, Earth's Bounty, drop in sometime.
You can get a little bit of anything down there, and it's showcasing Meridian and surrounding area. There's always, I like
pure
that
honey.
Right there, pure honey. If you've got problems with sinus, that's your key right there.
It does do you a lot of good, doesn't it? And
man.
look at here. Who is this? I know that person from
Look at,
somewhere.
she looks familiar.
Yeah, I'm trying to call her name here.
Yeah.
Deb was out.
She was out and about with
Baby Finn.
little man and having a good time.
I'm not sure what the memorial service was over here in the corner there, but we said hello to them too. I just noticed that it said that.
Just get a tent wherever you can.
Yeah, we appreciate Barham Funeral Home helping them out, loaning them a tent to keep cool there, to keep the sun off of them.
There's Ricky up this morning. Ricky Roberts.
What's Ricky doing?
Saying good morning up here.
Now, another thing that you and I got to do, this was a hoot on Friday, what, about 11 o'clock?
Oh, man, yeah. And talk about some money.
Boy,
Wow.
$11,000 raised.
That was
Central
awesome.
United Methodist Church is where you and I headed to, and we got to judge. There you are with all the kids with the pirates.
They had a blast. These kids put a lot of time in there. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. And they had the parade, and we got to judge all of that. And a lot of big winners for that. And a big thank you to all the parents that support this each year, that come out and do this. They really go above and beyond helping out the classrooms. That's the Flintstones.
That's the
this.
Flintstones. So we had, let's see, we had the Baby Angels.
Yeah.
And then we had the Disney.
Disney, that was right.
And then the Flintstones. Mm-hmm. Alice in Wonderland. And,
Alice in Wonderland,
the
they
Pirates.
went way above.
You know, we had to judge the door.
Yeah.
We had to judge the bulletin board. We had to judge the kids. And then we had to judge the parade. And that was a tough thing to judge.
It was. I'm telling you, y'all just don't know how hard it is to be a judge sometimes.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, what do we do here?
We did go a lot of places there this weekend,
Yeah.
and I expect a lot more coming. We got Easter weekend right around the corner. We do hope, and I always remember, a lot of folks don't go to church but once a year on Sunday. Make sure to go and see if you can hang around the next service that happens the following Sunday.
That's it. Come in and be a part of it and learn what God can do for you.
Yeah, because it's a bunch there. We've got more on the way with Scotty Ray and Odie this morning as we start this early Monday as the rain moves out of Lauderdale County. We'll be right back.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
I'm Chris Bullock, and I'm a candidate for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor. As a former Meridian Police Department cadet and Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office Ranger, public safety will always be a top priority. As supervisor, I'll stand with our brave law enforcement officers and promote law and order. I'll approve funding for necessary personnel, training, and equipment to ensure professional service and safer community. I ask for your prayers, and I ask for your support.
Paid Political by friends of Chris Bullock. And
there we
welcome
are
back.
again.
Let's talk again. We've talked several times about what you can get out of MCC, and we've talked about this before. Healthcare assistant. You help a lot of people with this.
Yeah, and that's this goes all the way up to where not just in the hospital, but in your nursing homes, in your personal care homes, and being able to help some of the people that can't help themselves anymore. And you can really do a job that changes your life, but makes your life feel better, but you're helping somebody else. And you can get that education right here in Meridian at MCC.
And you may have retired and think, well, I want a different career now that I'm retired. I don't have a lot to do. Talk to them about this. They can get you going to this in no time flat. The number to call, I got one of those too, 484-8734. Ask for Christy Etheridge. She's a coordinator. She'll tell you all about it. It does so much. And there are many places from in the home to nursing homes, hospital, home health care, AIDS. It does so much and helps so many people. Really a lack of people that do this.
Yeah, and people want to stay in their home and not go to a facility, and this is one way they can do it, is have someone come in and help them.
I can't help but think of did you ever go see Pure Country?
Oh, yes. Yes, that was a good one.
I have to admit, me and Angie dated, and then we got married, and I have only... I think it's 2. I only took her to 2 movies our entire thing. And the first movie I ever took Angie to see was George Strait. I think we were even married at the time. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, we didn't go to any movies before we got married. I just remembered that. But Pure Country. But every time the Pony Express is brought up, I think of George Strait, Overnight Mail.
Yeah.
Like the Pony Express, I'll ride hard all night long. Anybody remember that one? Well, it began today in 1860. It debuted. It made it 100 years. It ended in 1960. We may have to go back to that sometime.
The Pony Express. I hope we don't have to rely on that for our weather updates.
I do too. Boy, it's going to be kind of slow getting that information, isn't it?
Oh, one of these days we're going to fill y'all in on some inside jokes.
Absolutely. We just can't help it sometimes.
That's right.
The dirty dog that shot Mr. Ford down. What does that mean? If you know what I mean, you know history, you'll know exactly. Mr. Ford was straightening a picture on his wall about this time in the afternoon in 1882, and he would be killed. He was also known as, well, Jesse James. He was shot in the back.
Yep. They've been a lot of movies made about him.
Whew. The man was famous.
Yes, he was.
And he pretty much done the robbing thing of take from the rich and give to the poor, and it did work for him.
It did, and he had plenty of people that would hide him, and they were on his side.
1893, this old boy was born, and if you ever had my mother as an English teacher, you watched this show during the English class, and it was a classic. In 1939, they shut Atlanta down for everybody to come out to the big premiere of it, as Leslie Howard was born on this day. And who is it? Well, it's Ashley. 1893, Leslie Howard was born. Man. Never understood why Scarlett had such a thing for him when she had red.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yep. As y'all remember that from the big movies there. Let's see what else happened today. It was 1922. She ended up getting her own TV show, and she was a darling in her time. But 1922, Doris Day was born.
Doris Day.
She was a looker back in her time.
Yes, she was.
But
wow.
Can you do the Que Sera, Sera?
No.
Whatever will be, will be. And that's all I remember about that theme song.
That's the only thing that sticks out for me, too.
I don't remember the show being that good.
No.
Or me ever wanting to watch it. 1924, this old boy would be born, and boy, he made an impact in the movies. Ooh, most of you will remember him from The Godfather.
You know, it's what I tell you to do.
Marlon Brando, born on this day in 1924, Odie. That's been a while there, and he was a humongous actor. Not only did he do this, but so many people will remember that from there.
That is. Here's Robin.
She's claiming kin?
My pawpaw's mother was Jesse's aunt.
So, let me ask this.
Well, I'll be dog.
If you believe this or not, do you believe that was Jesse that went down that day, or did Jesse live to live another day?
Well, you know, there's Emilio Estevez that did that one part.
Yeah.
And they opened the movie, and he was up on a ridge, and he was talking about, I'm really him. I didn't die, and he died of old age.
There's a grave in Weatherford, Texas, of a man that claimed to be Jesse.
Good question.
Who is in that? I don't know. And if I am not mistaken, they did do some DNA testing one time, and I don't know what the results were. Robin,
what's your thoughts on that? Because that is. He had the power, he had the following.
Anybody remember Old Lonesome Me? And I want to say, am I wrong in saying, do you remember the song? Skip a rope, listen what the children say. I think he did that too. Don Gibson, born on this day back in 1928, and by far, Old Lonesome Me was his big song there. They don't do photographs like that anymore for album covers. They've changed that.
Yeah, you can't have that camel sticking out.
No, you cannot. So,
Yeah.
but I want to say he did Skip a Rope. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. 1942, this next singer would be born. He would pin a note on your pillow later. Anybody remember Billy Joe Royal?
Now, what was his song? I don't remember the name.
Pin a note on my, We Burn Like a Rocket. He had several of those. That didn't seem to.
I might if I hears it.
Well, Billy Joe was middle of he had an early career and then he had a later career. His early port, I don't know a lot about. Okay, I was wrong. Skip a Rope was Henson Cargill. Whoops. Sorry about that, Britt. Whoops.
Britt did an awesome job this weekend.
What'd he do?
It was great to sit down and listen to him play. And when we left Sip and Savor, we went to the Brick House.
Yeah.
Because Karen and Amy, and she wanted us to watch Karen sing, and Karen's with Britt, and they both put on a great show.
I didn't get the memo on that one there.
Yep, did a great show.
Y'all straighten up there.
That's it.
This next guy, I remember him more from Family Vacation than anything when he had the hots for
Whoa,
Kurt, what's his name's wife? I forget what the name of her.
Golly.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wayne Newton, born on this day in 1942. And he was in a lot of early Westerns. He was a little chubby boy back in the day.
It was, I saw him at Silver Star twice, I think.
How'd that work
Seen
out?
him up there. He actually put on a pretty good show. It really was. Mama wanted to go, and so I said, well, come on, we'll go. And it was a decent show.
But as God is my witness, I could not tell you one Wayne Newton song.
No, I don't remember.
I don't know anything he's ever done other than be Mr. Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He's an entertainer, does a lot. It's kind of like Don Ho. The only thing I know about Don Ho is Tiny Bubbles, and that's it. Mr. Hawaii.
I remember Mama got a kick out of it. That was back in the time where I had real long hair, had it in a ponytail, and we went to go see him.
Mr.
And,
Ponytail, huh?
Yeah. Back in my other days. Charlene probably got a picture. And he said, most Indians wear ponytails.
Yeah.
And he got asked a lot why he doesn't wear a ponytail. And he says, because if you lift up a pony's tail, you see what's behind it.
Oh, no, did he really say that?
Yes. And Mama looked at me. And
Left it at that.
left it at that.
Down in the Boondocks, one of the big songs I'd forgotten that Billy Joe done. You're right. I do remember that song. Whoop, right over the top of my head. Who remembers Tie a Yellow Ribbon on the Old Oak Tree?
Man.
From the back of the bus.
Yep.
1944, Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Anybody remember that?
Pretty good old
Twice
song.
on the pipe if the answer is no. Oh, my darling. Anyway, he had a bunch of hits. Tony Orlando was born today. Of course, he was I never got this part. Let me just show my, I don't know what I'm talking about. There was 2 of them, and they called them Dawn. Who is Dawn, and how did that come about?
Kind of like it's my brother Earl, my other brother
Earl.
Daryl. It was Daryl, not Earl.
This is Daryl, my other brother Daryl. A big day in 1948 as the Louisiana Hayride kicked off, and who all went there? Well, some pretty famous folks. Man. Elvis made his debut there, and also Hank Williams, after he was kicked off to the Opry, made his way on down to Louisiana.
I remember as a kid, that was back in the day where it didn't matter what you wanted. It was if Mama or Daddy wanted something, you were going to go with them.
Right.
So we had to go with Mama to the hayride at the Temple Theater.
We had a hayride here?
That?
No, I don't remember the hayride here.
Yeah, it was, I want to say every Friday night.
Huh.
Something like that. But we had a hayride right here at the Temple Theater, and you go in, and they had all kind of, the singing surgeon was there, and he put on a big show, and it's always it was pretty good.
Jackie Jack really tries to make the Sickanacci a huge hit from here, but there is so much talent from Meridian, Mississippi that there could be a Friday night show or something every weekend to display our talent that we have in this town.
It would be nice to do that, and you could fill up every Friday night.
I think so. 1958, this old boy, he's not liked a whole lot these days. Is Alec Baldwin celebrates a birthday today.
He's in just a little bit of trouble. Doc Turner says it was every Saturday night was the hayride.
We get that.
That was a long time ago for me.
There you go. This is one of the funniest men that ever stood behind a microphone.
And could play, he's got 6 characters in one movie, and they're all sitting around the same table.
That was fun.
That's good. That's good.
Eddie Murphy is beyond talented when it comes to being a comedian. And if you have never seen the Mr. Rogers skit there from Saturday Night Live, go back and watch that. Hello, boys and girls.
Oh, yeah. He said, I had a car parked outside.
Yeah.
And I got in it, and it said, someone stole your battery.
I do remember that one. Watch that next line that he said.
That's right.
The line that he said, if you're walking down the street, and he goes, you feel like you're fixing to get mugged. And he said, you got a necklace on? He said, put it around your lip and go, achoo. And he goes, they ain't getting near you. Eddie Murphy, one of the greats there. 1971, what do you do when the fires burn out at home? Ooh, Conway and Loretta told us it was number 1 on this date.
Wow.
As they sang a lot of songs that people had never heard before. Go, you can't talk about that on the radio.
Say that.
They did. 1972, Jenny Garth was born. Who is she? Well, I didn't know till I looked at the picture and remembered, 90210.
You never got into that. She's had a couple of other shows that she was in or a movie, but I never got into that 90210 thing.
Angie watched it all the time. We go back to 1978, and it was a big premiere tonight as you sat around right after, I think it was right after the Dukes were on. And we said, what is that show? Well, it's Dallas premiere tonight. And we'd get to know the whole South Fork Ranch as the Ewans took over Dallas. Miss Ellie, the whole bunch of them.
That's right.
Let's see what else went on today, Odie. 1980, we would end the era of a great show. One of the best actors that ever graced Hollywood.
I liked old Barnaby Jones. It was weird, and it took a little while to really see him in that role.
Yeah, because you kept seeing Jed Clampett.
You keep seeing Jed Clampett, and you had to separate the two. But definitely a good little sitcom.
A lot of you thought you'd seen Beauty in Faraway Places till you looked upon those Houston faces. Well, it went number 1 today in 1981, Texas Women.
Texas Women.
Hank Williams Jr. I'd be scared to see what that old girl on the right looks like nowadays. She's probably still got that bottle. 1991, the number 1 song was Lovin' Blind with Clint Black.
Man.
And we all admit, who is that on the right? Well, that's his. There's got to be somebody. He was selling encyclopedias. Roy was. And I want to say Clint's mama bought 2 sets.
Yeah, at least.
There's something there, y'all.
There's something there.
We just saying. We had an arrest in 1996. Who remembers this guy, the Unabomber? It was finally solved after 16 males that killed 3 people and injured 23 years. During his 18 years and 23 people injured by the Unabomber. He was arrested on this date.
You know, and it was, I want to say it was his brother. He read some stuff that was published, and he said, I know who wrote that. My brother wrote that. I've seen it.
Woof. Turned him in.
You know, because he sent that to the newspaper and said, I want this published or I'm going to blow somebody else up. So they published it. And that was his.
Finally got the guy.
Yeah.
More on the way as we begin this early Monday morning. Put a smile on. We'll be right back.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's, and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool, depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
As we all at one point in time need a home. Well, let me tell you, they're going to help you at Snowden & Company. Amanda is her name. She's got a friendly staff that'll show you around and pick out the home that you want. If you want a home that has beautiful trees or maybe one that has no raking involved, she can find that for you.
You know, that's always been my thing. I don't want to do a whole lot of house shopping. But with Amanda and her group, you give them the wish list, say this is where, what, and how, and everything I want. Let them handle the whole 9 yards. They'll take care of everything from finding the home, all the paperwork with the bank, and getting you in this home stress-free. Just give them a call.
Be there till 5 o'clock tonight by weekend and appointments there, and closed on Sunday. See them. Your next home is waiting there. They'll explain all the details in between there. Visit them. Again, that's Snowden Real Estate. Well, a big day as we look across the United States is what's going to be happening in New York City. Trump International will be landing in a little while as he goes to New York to face whatever is going on. And this could get nasty as New York scrambles to barricade the streets.
You know, Elon Musk said it. They interviewed him or asked him what he thought about all this stuff about a week and a half or so ago.
What did he say?
And Elon said, here's the thing. If they try to prosecute him and file charges on Trump, you just elected him president.
It's a good, strong chance of that.
And so if that's what it takes, I'm glad you did it, because that's the man we need. And I'm not saying this because of Trump. If you don't want Trump in there, then get somebody else who has the mindset like Trump. America first.
Yeah, somebody that understands business instead of never having a job their entire life and relying upon the taxpayers to pay them. We need somebody that understands. I'll put an S on it. Oops. But of having manufacturing here of this, we cannot rely on other countries to supply us, as we quickly learned when you can't get your medicine because none is made here, we have a problem. And it seems as though no one is listening to us, does it?
Our medicine is being made in China. Our medicine? What keeps us alive?
Couldn't buy a new car either, could you?
No cars because of chips. And y'all were mad because he's wanting to bring that type of stuff back to America. So if you don't want Trump, don't get Trump, but get somebody that's got the business sense he does. And I don't care if he sends a tweet out. If you don't like his tweets, get off Twitter.
That's right. You got to look at it.
You don't have to look at it.
We had a mini car chase over the weekend. We're going to call it mini because it lasted about 4 blocks, and they just really had not taken their NASCAR lesson. As they were trying to escape from the police, boogie there, they come around the corner and ran up in the bushes at Anderson's Hospital garage.
They forgot to do a yee when they should have done a yaw.
It would be, whoops, off to jail you go. As we tried to demonstrate the bushes there near the Anderson's Hospital, that's how it all went down.
Oh, man. Oops.
Seriously, think about this. If you do not know how to drive, don't be trying to outrun the police.
No, because I tell you, the police practice.
They do. They know all about this. I watched them at the airport. They're good at it. They get on the runway and learn this stuff.
Yes.
All right. We had a tree down on Country Club Drive at 46. Thank you, Harold. We appreciate you passing that along. We had a fender bender in Philadelphia over the weekend up near Wells Lamont. As we take a look at that, there's the wrecker hauling it off there. Blocked traffic there for just a few moments there in Philadelphia. They got that cleaned up. What else went on? Let's see here. Ooh, gunshots near C Street. Well, I hate that happened.
We didn't have to start off with gunshots today.
That's right.
So that's good.
Let's see what else we had. We had an accident on Highway 39 North. No major injuries with that. That was in the DeKalb area as we look at this. This would be near Chuck's Sarles Road as we look at this. Mississippi Highway Patrol responded to that. That was right outside of DeKalb over the weekend. Thought we'd pass that on to you also. Several overnight wrecks there as you know how you get off 157B If you're going to go to Macon,
yeah.
through the bushes they went.
Well, that is a sharp turn.
It is.
And you've got to be careful.
We had some gunshots reported on 40th Avenue. And then also early Sunday morning, this was the scene here of folks that were trying to get by there. We had two 18-wheelers kind of bumped there down by Queen City truck stop there on the interstate. Traffic was blocked for a little while.
I can't wait for them to open up that road. I don't know what goes into that little piece that they're doing.
Man, that's narrow.
But that should not have taken a year and a half or however long
it's been a while
to do this. That's, to me, just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm not into the bridge building.
Yeah.
But I've seen, you find stuff on YouTube. Go put that in, and there's places around the country that can tear a whole 4-lane interstate down and have it built in 72 hours.
Yeah.
But they've got their stuff together, know what they're doing, and they call them in and they do it, and they're open back up and out of the way. And here we are. We're not even getting a full lane out of this. It's just going to be an emergency shoulder.
There we are. But boy, it sure is slow through there, and we all know it.
And it's
always
scary.
be careful during rain through that.
Yes.
As the storms rolled through last Thursday, as we got into Friday, as the damage reports comes in, we had 20 homes damaged in DeSoto County. It was pretty rough there. We did lose a life in Alabama with that storm as it made its way across here. Mississippi did not, but in Alabama they did. We hate to even have to tell you things of that nature, but it did happen there. Hattiesburg, 5 cars got involved in a big wreck.
That's a
horrendous there.
That's a horrendous.
That's what we. You know what? What's his name used to say? Fred's master there. Fred. Roscoe.
Roscoe. Yeah.
That's horrendous.
That's horrendous.
That would have killed 10 ordinary men, as he would say. But fender bender there, everybody ended up being okay, but it was a crash there in Hattiesburg as we look around. We got some more headlines from across the nation and some more right here in the great state of Mississippi. We'll be right back with that.
My mama said I need a truck because this lawnmower's the devil.
Buddy, we can do it!
Need a truck?
We can do it!
Need a van?
We can do it!
Need an SUV?
Buddy, we can do it!
Need some luxury? We've got you there too.
We can do it!
At Interstate Auto, we can do it.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Jackson Flowers has been a part of the Meridian area for a little over 60 years now. Now, they've moved to a new location on Highway 19 North, just 2 miles north of Walmart. You could be looking for that perfect thinking of you gift. Or maybe it's just a happy you need, whether live or artificial, no matter what the need is in your family. Whether it's a birth to your time of need, Jackson Flowers is there for you. Drop in and visit with them again. Highway 19 North, just 2 miles north of Walmart. Jackson Flowers, for all your needs. Well, as we talk about Chet, have you ever found yourself in this predicament? Something dented, something bent? Chet's one of the best they are, and they now offer, if you get a little hail damage, they can take out nicks and dings out of your paint there to pull those little dents out.
Yeah, and that's not destroying the paint or anything else, not having to repaint it. They can take all those little dings out, and if you were part of one of the 5 in Hattiesburg, it's worth your drive to come down here to Martin, to Bailey, and bring your car. Let Chet work on it, because this guy right here has been doing this forever. He knows what he's doing. He can work with the insurance company. He does all the paperwork. You take the car, you give it to him, and he does everything for you.
737-2961 is the number to Chet. Find out why so many people use him. It's word of mouth, and you'll find out. That's right. Ask around. He's a good old boy at what he does there.
That he is.
It is already Monday, believe it or not.
Golly.
Let's go back.
7:53.
It's flying.
Man.
As we look at a few things, we talked about that rolling fork tornado, and they still do the cleanup on this and helping. This was the deadliest tornado, they're saying, that we've had in the state of Mississippi in 52 years, Odie.
Man, that's...
In this day and time, it is hard to imagine with the emergent response and time that we have that many people would have lost their lives to an incident.
You know, I wanted to, and I know we're sitting here close to the edge, but I wanted to
what you got
to
there?
give a big shout out. And if y'all seen the yellow trailer that's around town, around Meridian, Jumpstart Coffee,
I know what you're talking
doing
about.
that. All right, well, they have packed up from Meridian, and they have traveled to Rolling Fork. Or Rolling Stone. Is it Rolling Stone?
Rolling Stone, yeah.
Rolling Stone. And they have traveled to Rolling Fork up there and said, hey, we're going to bring a little bit of joy. We're going to set up, and they're providing free coffee to everybody in Rolling Fork, just to kind of give them a little bit of a boost and an enjoyment. And
very nice of them to do that.
It is really something. And I'm not saying give them any money, but it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Give them that a boy.
That's right. I hate that they're not here.
Yeah.
Because we can't, but they're doing something real good, and we appreciate that. That's making Meridian look good too.
Let's look back at radar as we look at what's going on right now, what's out there. We got a sprinkler or two in western Lauderdale County, a little bit south of Newton, and the main rain again south of Shibuda, going into Wayne County, all around Waynesboro, over to Gilberttown, Alabama, Coffeyville. Y'all are going to be getting wet there. And again, the tornado watch for Wayne County that's expired until 11 o'clock. They've taken it off Lauderdale County. Butler, Alabama, still under that, and again, that's until 11 o'clock. So that's how that's going on that. Let's see what else. We got time for just a second or two left here before we have to get out. Let's see what else is going on in and around the area here. We had a plane crash over the weekend up near Oxford. One person died in that.
That's tough.
Plane crashes. I didn't get any more information on that one that had to do that emergency landing in Newton County in the pasture.
Could you please not tell nobody I had to come
That would
down
be
here in
tough.
this cow pasture? And
how do you? I guess you can just take right back off out of a cow pasture.
Long as you got a long enough stretch to get some speed up, and you don't have, I guess, be like some roads. If you don't have a big enough pothole you get lost in, you can still take off.
There you go. So it all worked out well.
Yeah.
It's about the end of our time. We'll be back tomorrow morning beginning at 7. We'll track all the headlines throughout the area to let you know what happens overnight and into today. We'll be here in the morning again beginning at 7 o'clock, bright and early. Anything we need to say before
That's
we leave?
it. 23 hours away. Be safe. It's wet out there. Slow down. Make it to work safely. Y'all have a good morning.
We'll be back. And again, thank y'all so much for being a part of this. Can't do it without you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: